You all know that 2024 is predicated on 2023. We must take over Osadebe Avenue. And the only way we can do that is to set aside our personal ambitions, set aside our personal interpretations, and do what is right for the sake of the party. Where your personal interest conflict with the party interest you take precedence. Let us work hard as a family to be more united, more focused, so that come February, March next year, we will all be smiling and beating our chest that we delivered our unit, we delivered our local government, and we delivered the state. Once again, you are welcome to this town hall of stakeholders meeting so that together we can put our mind, resources, our intellect in such a manner that APC will become stronger and more united, capable of winning elections. And that election of 2023 is a must win. APC!
I'm excited that we have this huge number of you at this meeting, and the whole idea is to have a conversation, because as they say, a house divided against itself cannot stand. For those of you who have known me for long, I believe the irreducible precondition for winning any election is that we must be united. And the only way to be united is to have an inclusive meeting. If leaders want to meet one, there has to be an agreed criteria to select those leaders from each local government, and everybody must be present. We are going to have women meeting. All women who are leaders must be present. That is the way to avoid division. That is the way to avoid suspicion. That is the way to avoid rumor mongering. And we must recognize the former institution of the party. No matter who we think we are as individuals, we can't be taller than the party that we all, the leadership that we all elected. Any one of us have the right to have ideas, but channel those ideas in a way that the party leadership take them on board and take ownership of it and make decisions that each and every one of you will readily accept. So I have just 3 messages. Number 1, after the governorship election, which unfortunately we lost, I think this is the first meeting that we have invited this number of people per local government to attend, so that we have to move on. We can't continue to cry over spilled milk. But if we work together, we will win not only the next presidency, we will also win the next governorship. There is no any other formula other than unity. Also, very important, and I believe the foundation for everything are those our strong ward leaders across the ward, 92 wards in Edo State. Ward chairman, ward secretaries, ward youth leader, ward woman leader, you have all the offices. And my appeal today is that as the local government chairman goes back to their respective local government, they should call a meeting of the local government executive and challenge each of the ward chairman, ward secretary, ward leadership to go and constitute unit executive council Everybody here comes from a unit. Without unit, you cannot be in the ward. Without the ward, you cannot be in the local government. Without being from a local government, you cannot be in the state. And if you are not in the state, you cannot be at the national level. So whoever you are, myself inclusive, I must pay attention to what is going on in my unit. Let it not be said that we talk about the roof and forgot that there can be no roof without solid foundation. The solid foundation is the unit. So you organize 10 people per unit, encourage them to meet. If each of them put together 10 persons, you will have at least 100 people per unit. And I know you can do more than that. Let's pay attention to this. The political environment is changing. The dynamics are clear. The era of carrying ballot boxes are gone. It is one man, one vote. One woman, one vote. To get that, you need to take this message to the grassroots. And I also want to assure you, this is coming from our presidential candidate. Primaries are over. They are completely over. And regardless of how you voted, who you voted for or against during the primary, that is gone. Our party recognizes the need for intra-party contestation. That is why the rule is provided for primaries. So the fact that you voted for somebody else or you supported somebody else, when the candidate has emerged, all of us should put those behind us and work together. And that is why when I look at this high table, I'm very excited. And we have to learn from the presidential candidate. Upon his election, he visited each and every aspirant. And if you look at those who are speaking now as spokesmen of the campaign, some of them were not necessarily people who were in his camp during the primaries. But once primaries are over, we need all our brains. We need all our brains. Let nobody say, but he wasn't with us. Who are the us? The party says there must be eternal democracy. And when you have two or more people contesting, then that is real democracy. So none of us should do anything or refuse to collaborate wholeheartedly with any one of us, regardless of who we voted for or did not vote for those who were candidates, and even for those who were not candidates, regardless of who you had thought should be the candidate. But now those issues have been resolved. Now, this is not my opinion. You must have read what President Buhari said day before yesterday on television, and it was a banner headline yesterday. He said, primaries are over. He will only recognize and deal with the candidates elected on APC platform. It says so openly, and he said, let nobody say I am Villa candidate. The Villa does not have any candidate other than the APC candidate. Can you give President Buhari a round of applause? Because I think those clarifications are important, so that those who say they are moving to another thing, they have support from any quarter from Abuja that they can go to another party and later come back. President Buhari says, no, only APC. He also appealed, and the chairman emphasized it in that same statement, that whatever we do, only one person will win. President Buhari, who is the overall leader of the party, has said, directed, and I plead that we obey, that all those in court should withdraw their cases in court, so that all hands will be on deck to campaign for APC to retain power in 2023. Are we ready to listen and obey the advice, the directive of the President and the leader of APC, President Muhammadu Buhari? Those who are in favor that will listen and be guided by his instruction, I want to see your hands. Thank you very much. Now, I am an example. You know I was national chairman. And you know how I left the office. Did I go to court? If I went to court, you think I wouldn't have had a chance? But my attitude was simply this. People hardly remember when things are tough. They remember when it is good. If the party gave me the opportunity to chair the party for 2 years, even 2 days, and at some point some people thought I should leave and I was asked to leave, why should I forget the fact that I've had the honor, even for 1 day? How many Nigerians will be national chairman for 2 minutes? And I said, if the Supreme Court says I am the chairman, but respected party leaders thought otherwise, which party will I chair? Some people say it is your right. I say yes, in law, you can decide to sleep on your right. I was sleeping and I'm still sleeping on my right, and I'm snoring, I'm enjoying it, I'm having dreams of a better future. That future is here. If I had gone to court and APC could not do their convention, I could have been blamed. So when you listen and you obey your conscience and you understand that the downfall of a man is not the end of his life, you will not fight to finish. He who loses today will win tomorrow. Take example from my own life. So I am not asking you to do what I have not done. Many people say, come on, I'm sure you read this in paper. I said, I am not going to court. Even cases already in court, I told my lawyers, withdraw them. Am I not here now? So please, don't fight to finish. Tomorrow is more than yesterday. So let's take President Buhari's statement very, very seriously. The second one is a message from the candidate. God blessing us with victory. The reward system will change. You cannot deliver your unit, your ward, your local government, and even work hard to deliver your senatorial zone, and in the end, you are not given any role to play. Not because you want to, you want to participate in the governance of the system. And as I've told people, last time we had a do-not meeting, I said, the candidate said the first thing he wants to see on CV is your PVC, in case you are not registered. And the PVC will show your state of origin, your local government, your ward, and your unit number. You attach it. The result sheet from your unit and your ward and local government, you attach it. Those are the most important qualifications. If you do not have positive results from your unit and from your ward, and you have PhD, CSP, Masters, call it anything, you will get nothing. Because if we didn't win election, where will your PhD become relevant? So the most important qualification is your unit result. And you know by the time the results are out, there will be a big book showing across the country the number of votes cast and where those votes come from. So everybody will determine what role to play. And I can assure you, because it says so, that The reward will be based on performance. No longer monkey walk, babu chop. If we have worked together to get elected, we will work even harder to ensure that you are all part and parcel of the process of the governance of Nigeria. That is why it is important to us. In addition to the fact that we also have other candidates. So please set up these unique committees, because you can't win elections without people in the community. No one tree can form a forest. Notwithstanding all the lavish introduction by the MC, truth be told, on election day, I will be only in my village. The presidential candidate is going to be in his own unit. The president of Nigeria will go to Katsina, to Daura, and vote in his unit. You will have seen that in the past. That is why I'm re-emphasizing. Don't say I won the world, worry about your unit, because you could have won the world even when you lost your unit. So all those details will be used, and I assure you it will be better. The last thing I think you should explain to people, there have been deliberate disinformation on non-issues, where people spend so much time talking about Muslim ticket, Christian ticket. I want to repeat before you, so that you take this message to the villages. Yes, Asiwaju is a Muslim, he's a Yoruba man from the southwest. But he found love in Delta, our own Bendel. Is Delta not part of Bendel?
Yes.
And this beautiful lady, girl then, is a Christian. He wasn't a pastor then. While he was married to Asiwaju as a wife, she maintained her faith and grew to become a pastor in Redi Church. Not one or no church. One of the largest Pentecostal church in Nigeria. So, a man who did not Islamize his wife, he did not ask the wife to convert. He has 5 children, the one I know. Some are Christians, some are Muslims. Is there a better example of religious coexistence, not even tolerance? It's accepting that people have a right to worship according to their conscience. So if he has not Islamized his wife, he has not Islamized his children, those of them choose to be Christians, is there any sensible basis to think that he will do something negative if he becomes president of Nigeria? So those talk about Muslim, that is not the problem today. You had unemployed Christian youths who are hungry. You have unemployed Muslim youths who are hungry. Does it matter who governs? When you go to Dubai, do you need to ask whether the emir of Dubai is a Muslim? He's a Muslim. And those of us who go to UK for holidays, when you go there, Boris Johnson is a Christian. Does it matter to you who developed those countries? Whoever will develop Nigeria, that I think should be the issue. And all these sentiments are meant to remove issues from the debate. Good enough, all the presidential aspirants, they have been in government before. Asiwaju was governor of Lagos State. If you remember those Molues, General, you remember when you people appointed work on a TAFA, you must be a much younger officer then, to use horsewhip to control traffic in Lagos. Today, are you not seeing 6 lanes, 8 lanes in Lagos? Are you using even number and odd numbers to be able to drive in Lagos? As Asiwaju gave me this issue they call, and I think the spokesman, Kayabo said so last time, from 600 million, today they make over 50 billion, which is why Lagos is about 45% of Nigeria GDP. That is product of a brain. Because if you cannot fix your house, you cannot fix your community. If you cannot fix your community, you cannot fix your town. And you cannot fix your state, you cannot fix Nigeria. With all the population of Lagos, the crime level there compared to other less populated states, you will say that Lagos is doing well. Those who say Edo is not Lagos, are they able to manage security as much as Lagos is doing? So before you tell me what you will do, you must tell me what you've done before. Then you can go to Anambra and then look at the roads there. Look at the schools there and compare them to Lagos. And then ask the question, what you didn't do in Anambra, will you do it in Abuja? Then you can go to Adamawa and look at the poverty level. And if I was a vice president, I did not develop my state. Is it now I'm going to develop Edo? So our people need to understand, nobody can give what he doesn't have. And when people make promises, how we do, ask, what have you done before? So when elections start, we are going to unveil all this. Even people who don't pay taxes in Nigeria. Those who say we want Nigeria to be producing. We want Nigerian workers and Nigerian people to be in production. But those who live on importation, their business is to import. A man whose specialization is to import goods to Nigeria, to destroy Nigerian job, even wine, they are importing from South Africa against our own Ogogoro. If it's true their life is about importation, how can they promise you that will make Nigeria productive? Have they set up a factory here? So be careful. We have to disobey any logic that is now grounded in fact. It will be disobeyed. And the people will vote for Tinubu, he will be president, and Nigeria will be like Lagos and even more, because there will be more resources. Do you know any other governor? Because I don't. Even me now, I'm being introduced as senatorial aspirant, correct? Candidate. And I know with your support I will win. Yes. But look at what Asiwaju did when he finished his own governorship. Asiwaju told his wife, you are not just for my kitchen. I've done 8 years as governor with you as the first lady. And every governor is more of an absentee governor. If you know what I mean at night. Because politicians like go and put meeting for 12 midnight. When decent people should be trying to do what? You know, I'm a stammerer, I don't want to talk. But who is the only governor in Nigeria who sent his wife to the Senate and stayed back? Do you know any other one? It is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Say, I have done 8 years as governor. You, my wife, go to the Senate. If your husband do turn by turn like that, would you marry that man over and over again? So for women, no, yeah, that is living. Leadership by example. My wife, go to the Senate. I have done my 8 years. You go. I did not see Tinubu's wife on the floor of the Senate, even fighting people who thought they are Dino Melaye. I did not watch it. So when you say what a man can do, a woman can do better. Tinubu has shown it. So we have to let people know that how they treat their family, they cannot treat us better. You know another presidential candidate who married from the southeast. And once the woman became his wife, he forced the woman to become Jamila. He Islamized the woman. He went to Yoruba land. He married a Christian. He Islamized the woman. If you are you women, somebody who Islamized his wife, can he tell you that religion is not a big problem for him? My friend, Facts are facts. Opinion is free. Go and check this record. Many of you were saying after this thing there's going to be governorship election in 2023, 2024. Of course, 2023 is the bridge. So you don't cross that bridge. You can still go to 2024, but you'll be leaping. But if you march there on your 2 feet, we're ahead. I can't be governor again. And I want to assure you, because of the rumors I'm hearing, they say Oshiomole is supporting this person for governor. He is now supporting another person from another area for governor. See, at 70, if I am a fool, then I have no chance to correct. For me, and I say so publicly here, and I'm on telly, I will not do anything to impose, anoint, or not anoint anybody. Because I can't be doing the same thing and expect different results. So all those who are saying that Oshiomole is supporting social person, he is supporting social person, they are liars. The ones I supported before, where did he brought me now? I can't repeat. So I want to say here now, those of you from Edo North, did I direct you who to vote for? I can pay for myself, which is right. Did I direct you in my federal constituency who should be your candidate? Who nominated the candidate? The only person I asked to step down for House of Rep is my younger brother. For House of Assembly. Because Oshiomole cannot be on the ballot and my younger brother is on the ballot. Now only Oshiomole did down. So I talked to him as my younger brother. And I told my mother, don't let anybody flatter you. That people will carry 2 ballots. Oshiomole Senate, Oshiomole House of Rep. We must be grateful to God. Otherwise, people went and voted. And that is how the candidates in the do not ask anybody. The only problem I have now is that some people say, why did I not tell people to step down for them? And I said, when I asked people to step down before, and they stepped down, they never forgive me. The person who stepped up, did he remember me? No. Am I going to do different thing and the same thing and expect a different outcome? No. So please, when they tell you those stories, no truth in it. But if I am a delegate, I will vote in a secret ballot for who I support. You will vote for who you support. We have enough brains. We have enough materials. I have learned my lesson. Like I said, primaries are over now, and we are doing reconciliation across the country. It is normal. Now, like every primaries, our constitution encourages eternal democracy. And eternal democracy means if you have 10 people, even if all 10 are angels, only one person will emerge. And different followers will queue behind different angels. But when it is over, we all queue behind the person who has emerged. So this is the first statewide meeting to cultivate unity and publicly show that regardless of individual preferences during the primaries, we are united behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu as APC candidate and by the special grace of God, the next president. And we also find encouragement by the statement issued by the president that he is fully committed to APC candidates and advising those in court to withdraw their cases so that we can concentrate. Those resources they are using for lawyers to go to court, we can use those ones to mobilize people. And if we win, there is enough room for everybody to participate in the governance of Nigeria. Because no leader has all the wisdom, no one leader. Now, if we are in power, you have a system of party meetings people will always make their suggestions as to what is happening in their locality so that the president will then take them on board. So I needed to share the import of that president's statement to them because we have 1 or 2 cases here of people who are in court. Though we have already talked to them one-on-one, but it's never too much. But also to remind them that if you lost, look at those who lost at the federal level. They are working with Asiwaju. You can see Kayamo doing what he's doing. He was probably not necessarily an Asiwaju's supporter, but now he candidate as a match, and that is it. You have seen the DG. So we are all working together, and we needed to take this message home because politics is local. You can be in Abuja pontificating, but you don't go to your village. And they need to understand that the days of carrying ballot boxes are over. So what I went through in 2007, God forbid, nobody will go through that again. Amen. Where people are killed because of election. So with INEC, impressive effort, which we have seen in Ondo and in Oshu, in terms of eliminating the fraud and magical figures where you turn up numbers that are more than people living, I believe INEC, with what it's doing, those will go. And how do you then win? You must take the message to the grassroots. The people who don't know Asiwaju need to know who he is. They are the one who will do that communication. For example, not many of them know that his wife is not even Yoruba because it happens to sound like a Yoruba named Oluremi. Not many people know that he's a Christian and that she has grown from being a Christian in Asiwaju's house as a housewife to becoming a pastor in one of the biggest churches in Nigeria. And that while other governors are sending themselves to Senate, like I'm trying to do now, Asiwaju sent his own wife. So for women who are saying equality, Asiwaju is a perfect example of equality. That turn by turn, I have finished as governor, my wife go to the Senate. If we all do that, you have more women in the Senate. So just so for them, these are facts, so this is not campaign. This is introducing the person to those who may not have seen him. And that it's important that there's a candidate also who married from another part and forced the person to adopt his own religion. He Islamized the wife. As well, he did so in the southwest, he did so in the southeast. Once he married there, they become Muslim by fire by force. Asiwaju has no record of doing that. So what you can't do with your family, you are unlikely to be able to do it for the country. What you do with your family, there should be no doubt that you will do it bigger. Number 2, Lagos was an impossible place. Obasanjo always called it jungle. Let's face it. Everybody says Asiwaju is responsible for, he controls Lagos politics. But can you see the quality of each of the governors that has worked on the blueprint for Lagos? And not that something is changing in Lagos. A lot has changed in Lagos. And a lot is changing. Look at the current governor of Lagos. Brilliant young man. A Christian. Who influenced his election? Tinubu. Who is Tinubu? A Muslim. Now look at the balance of those who were commissioners when Tinubu was governor. There were more Christian commissioners than Muslim. And many of them not even Yoruba speaking. There are Igbos in his cabinet. So my friend, if you are talking of a role model that can pull people up, whether you like his face or not, Asiwaju he has made the statement by action. As Obama will say, the power of example. Not empty rhetoric, it's not motivational speaking. That is okay to have a motivational speaker. After I'm not a stammerer. But the power of example is even more compelling. Remember my word, if you didn't do it in your house, you can't do it outside. If you force your wife to change, I have reason to suspect you. If you respect your wife and promote her, then women should feel safe that they will be promoted. So I believe by the special grace of God, these people you see here, they are from the 18 local government. Various shades of opinion within the party, and that's the way it should be. They will now go home and present Asiwaju to their people in the various beer parlors, in the various eateries, and even the lounges that you people do in Benin. Right? And me, I'm returning to my village to also tell them
Well, there can be no winning without unity. I think the essence of this meeting is to emphasize on unity. And that unity haven't been so emphasized. And you can see we are living better, more united than we came. And I'm sure more than ever before, APC, in all the elections coming up in 2023, we are opposed to winning. And I'm sure when the campaign starts proper, these spirits that are already, galvanized, that are able and now be enabled, I am sure the winning will surely come in 2023. So our chances are very bright, even brighter than it was before we all came here this morning.
As you are aware, campaign is about to begin. What we have done today is to jumpstart the preparations for the elections. We are trying to strengthen the party, to unite the party, so that by the grace of God, when the campaign starts, we will not have people who are aggrieved, just to bring everybody together. That's what we have done. And we are grateful to our national leader, the leader of APC in Edo State, Comrade Oshiomole, for calling this kind of meeting. We need meetings like this to unite the party. We are going to win. Tinubu for president.